What's going on, my dear friends? Today in this video, let's learn and master the Angular framework's latest version. So let's get started. Alright guys, let's quickly dive into the JSON pipe in this lecture. So guys, what exactly is this JSON pipe? So this pipe is really handy when we need to debug or display complex data structures like objects or arrays directly in our templates. The JSON pipe converts a JavaScript object into a JSON string, making it easier to visualize the data. So let's see this in action so you guys can understand this. So for this, first thing first, we need an object. So inside the component.ts file, create a new object, something user. Set this type as object and set a dummy object to this. So how do we do that? So guys, we define objects using the square brackets, right? So open and close object scope with curly braces. Inside this, add the object key value pairs. So the first key value pair is name and set the value something John Doe. Add this inside quotes. Next, set the age, and next set the email something john@doe.com. That's it. So guys, we have the object. Now how do we display this object inside the browser? So let's simply display this using the string interpolation and see what will we get inside the browser view. So inside the component.html file, let's add the heading tag, and inside this, let's display the user object. Add the string interpolation, and inside this, pass the object which is the user. That's it. So save this and go to the browser. As you guys can see here, we got this value object printed here. Why is that? The answer is, guys, the browser cannot handle and render objects to the view. That's why we got this value object. So in order to prevent this, we have to somehow convert this object value into a JSON data type, cause the browser can read only JSON values. So guys, let's quickly look at how we can do this using the JavaScript way, and then we'll come back to the Angular JSON pipe. So for this conversion, let's use a button. So inside the component.html file, let's create a button. After this, add a button tags and set the button name as convert.json. Now next, from this button, let's call a method in the click event. So add the click event and call a method something convert.json. After this, don't forget to add the method parentheses. Now next, inside the component.ts file, create this method. So the method name is convert.json, and after this, add the parentheses and the method scope. Now inside this, let's do the conversion. For this, we can use the JavaScript function called JSON stringify. So inside this, let's add this. So JSON all cap. After this, stringify. After this, add the parentheses. So guys, this required the object that we want to convert as the parameter. So pass that here. Our object variable is user. So this dot user. Now simply assign this converted JSON value to the same user variable. At the beginning, add this dot user and equal sign. So we are getting this compile error cause after convert to the JSON, this will return a string value. So we cannot assign a string value to an object data type. So simply set this user data type to any, and that's it. Guys, this will simply convert the object value as the JSON value and assign this back again to the user variable. Alright, so that's it. So save this and go to the browser. As you guys can see here, still we got this object. Now click this button. As you guys can see here, now browser rendered the value of our user object. So guys, how this loaded here? As I said previously, browser cannot read objects, but it can read and display JSON values. So when we click this button, this JSON stringify method called and converted the user object as a JSON value. So this is how we got this value rendered inside the browser view. Alright, so guys, that's the JavaScript way. Now let's look at the JSON way. So guys, to convert the object as JSON, we have the JSON pipe, right? So let's add that here inside the string interpolation. After this, first add the pipe symbol, which is the vertical slash. After this, add the pipe JSON, all lowercase letters. So as you guys can see here, we are getting this compile error. Why is that? Because in order to work with this, we have to add the import of this JSON pipe. So go to the app component.ts file and add the import inside this import array. So the pipe name is JSON pipe. Select this autocomplete. This will add the import statement. Perfect. So now save this all and go to the browser. Now we can see the objects, our user objects values instead of the previous object. So how this loaded? Simply again this Angular JSON pipe will converted this object value as a JSON value. So guys, both JavaScript and this JSON pipe do the same thing in behind the scenes. Simply this JSON pipe also converts these objects into a JSON value using this same JSON stringify JavaScript function. But we don't need to write this from scratch. We just only have to use this pipe. So Angular will do the rest. So this pipe is really very useful when we develop real world application. So one more thing guys, in real world application we will not render or display objects inside of the browser view. Sometimes we need this to fix some bugs and to monitor how the data objects behave in the development stage. So in that case, this JSON pipe will save lots of time. Alright guys, that's it for this JSON pipe. So next in our list, we have the async pipe. I will not cover this async pipe in this section. This async pipe is coming with the Angular reactive programming or the RxJS. So we have a separate dedicated section for this. In that section, we'll dive into the async pipe. So that's it for this lecture. Let's quickly move on to the next pipe. Finally, we have the slice pipe. This one is really useful when you need to extract a portion of a string. It works similarly to the slice method in JavaScript, allowing you to specify a start and an optional end index. So let's quickly look at an example so we can understand this efficiently. So let's simply create an h1 tag inside the app component HTML file. Inside this heading tags, add a string interpolation scope. Now inside this, let's add a dummy value something hello Angular. Alright, so now save this and go to the browser. As you guys can see here, we have this heading text rendered inside the browser. Now what I want to do is, I want to show only this Angular by dropping this front hello word. So how do we do that? For this, simply we can use this Angular slice pipe, right? So let's see this in action. Inside the app component HTML file, add this. First add the pipe symbol. After this, pipe, which is slice, all lowercase letters. So now we are getting this compile error. Why is that? Yes, of course, we have to import this to prevent this error. So go to the app component.ts file and add the import. So the pipe name is slice and select this autocomplete. That's it. So guys, next inside the HTML file, still we are getting this error. Now again, what's going on here? Guys, this slice pipe is a bit different than the previous other pipes. The slice pipe requires the slicing start index as the pipe parameter. So in the previous pipes, the parameters are optional, but for this slice pipe, the starting index parameter is required. So in order to prevent this error, we have to pass the starting slice index to this pipe. So I want to extract only the angular from this hello angular. So the starting index is starting from H. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this space also count as a character. So guys, the starting index of this slice is 6. So pass this as a parameter for this slice pipe. So how do we do that? Yes, of course, we'll do that using the colon symbol, right? So after this, pass the starting index. So add the colon symbol. After this, pass the starting index 6. That's it. So guys, this simply extract the remaining character inside of this string value with slice index 6. That's it. So save this out and go to the browser. As you guys can see here, this time we got only the angular word displayed inside the browser. So which means the slicing is working as we expected. So guys, next think that if I want to extract a value between two values, how do I do that? Wait, think that now this value is something like this hello angular world. So save this and go to the browser. Now as you guys can see here, now we got this angular world printed here from this hello angular world full sentence. So with this previous slice, we are extracting the value after this index. So this will extract all the values after this character index. Now think that I want to display only this angular, not the angular world. So how do I do that? Can you guys guess? So guys, nothing much here. In order to extract something between two words, we have to simply use the starting index and the end index. Then this slice pipe will extract exactly what we need between those index. So let's see this in action. So we already added the starting index. Now let's add the end index. As the second parameter, so we separate parameters in pipes using the colon symbol, right? So after this, add another colon and let's add the ending index. So let's count. I want to extract only the word angular. So the ending index is this last letter of angular, which is R. So up to here, the index is 6. So after this, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So the end index is 13. So pass that here. That's it. So save this and go to the browser. As you guys can see, this time we got only this angular word displayed inside the browser. So which means the extracting is working as we expected. So guys, this ending index is optional. We will use this ending index to extract something located between two characters or two words. So hope you guys got the idea. Alright guys, I think that's the end of all the pipes on our list. So hope you guys learned it well. So keep practice this. You guys will get used to this. So next, let's move on to the custom pipes. So you guys can understand deep how these pipes works behind the scenes. Perfect. Alright guys, before we move on to the custom pipes, let's quickly talk about something really powerful that Angular allows you to do with pipes. Chaining pipes. So this feature lets you apply multiple pipes to a single value right inside your template. Wait, first off, what exactly is pipe chaining? Simply put, pipe chaining is when you apply more than one pipe to a piece of data in your templates. In other words, we can apply multiple pipes to a single value. Think that, let's take the previous slice example. So here we are extracting the word angular from this, and this angular word is in lowercase. So if I want to make it uppercase, how do I do that? Very simple. We can simply add the uppercase pipe to this same value, right? So let's see this in action. So let's add the second pipe to this. So after this slice pipe, simply again add another pipe symbol and add the uppercase pipe. That's it. So guys, this will simply turn this extracted value into uppercase. So save this and go to the browser. As you guys can see here, this time we got this heading text all in uppercase. So guys, how this works when we combine two pipes. So simply Angular process the data by passing it through each pipe in the order we have passed here. The output of the one pipe becomes the input for the next pipe. So this will allowing us to perform a series of transformations in a single expression. So guys, simply first this will slice and extract the word using the start and end indexes. After that, this extracted value will pass to the second pipe. In our case, our second pipe is uppercase pipe. So this will simply transform this sliced value characters into uppercase and rendered inside the browser. Right? So guys, one more thing, we can combine as many as pipes for a single value. So we can again add another pipe to this, after this like lowercase pipe. So after this again add the pipe symbol and add the third pipe lowercase. So that's it, save this and go to the browser. Now as you guys can see here, this time we got all letters in lowercase. So guys, this is what we call chaining pipes in Angular. So hope you guys got the idea. Alright, so before end of this lecture, remember these two key points when you're working with multiple Angular pipes. So the first one is the order in which you chain your pipes is crucial. Angular process them from left to right. So the output of one pipe is the input for the next pipe. So always double check that your pipes are ordered correctly to achieve the desired result. So next, chaining too many pipes in a single expression could impact performance, especially if you are working with large datasets or complex transformation. So use chaining pipes thoughtfully. Alright, so that's it for this lecture. Let's quickly move on to the next lecture.